Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today we're taking a look at the Wurkkos TD02 tactical style flashlight. Now, they call it a tactical flashlight, but I disagree to some extent. Typical tactical flashlight has a crenulated uh, front piece, so it'll have like ball bearings or spikes or something to be defensive or to break a window or something of that nature. This does not have that. However, it does have two things that are considered tactical, not counting the color. So most tactical flashlights are black. This one is. They do make a green version, which is still considered tactical, but it's not per se. So what makes it a tactical considered flashlight is it's got a rubberized tail cap, and it has these little notches at the back to prevent accidental turning it on. And for those people that care, whoop, it does tail stand. Not sure why that's required, but a lot of people want to know that if they can stand on the tail of the notches that are back here. Also, thing to note, there is, if I can get this to focus, you see the two holes back there. That does work with a lanyard, and it comes with a lanyard. And I'll show that to you shortly. All right. So, although I disagree that it's tactical, in total, it is what it is, right? This is a really nice, easy-to-use flashlight for the most part. It does have a strobe function, which is also a tactical thing, but like 99% of flashlights nowadays have them. I shouldn't say 99%, it's probably closer to 75%, but there's a lot of flashlights now that have strobe. So I want you to realize when you look at the front here, that the lens is smooth, so that little shiny chrome piece on the inside, that cone, is smooth. So it's going to give a wide, soft beam. It's not going to be crisp. It's going to be a wide, soft beam. All right? And it doesn't really matter on what they consider tactical or not in that case. Just so you know that this beam pattern, it's not particularly sharp. So if you need something of a sharp and pinpoint, this is not the way to go. So first things first, nice black aluminum housing. This is very, very grippy. Like, it's got a lot of nooks and crannies on this design, so it fits not only really well in your hand, but if you're wearing gloves, it also makes it nice and grippy, especially this. You can actually tear, I don't know if you could see that as I drag my hand across it. It literally pulls skin off, so it is really, really grippy. It does have a deep pocket clip, which will work on, of course, pants, pockets, belts, things of that nature. And it has a decent amount of tension. So it's not hard to put on your clothing, which is nice because there are some that I have that are such high tension you can't get the things on properly. Of course, it has that rubberized tail cap. That's the main switch, and it's the multifunction switch. Holes for a lanyard. And it's a Type-C charge port. So we're going to open this up for a moment. And inside there is the charge port. Now your flashlight, if you get one, comes with a charge cable. Most of them do. So I'm going to go plug this in. And you'll see that there's a little red charge light underneath. I don't recall. I checked so many flashlights. I don't remember if it changes color when it's done. I believe it does, but I don't remember. So my apologies on that. Right now it's charging at 4 watts off my EcoFlow Rover 3. So let's see if I can show you that real quick. So this is off my desk here. See how dirty my desk is. This is my Rover 3. I got 11 hours left on it. But there it's running at 4 watts. Alright. So that's live data. Just in case you need to know, that is absolutely live data. I'm going to take this out. Just to the side. Let me unplug this so I don't start a fire with anything else I have. Here we go. So many cables up here, it's ridiculous. Alright. Let's get that to focus again. Here's its other important ratings. So that's where that tiny little light is. It's right there. And there's this nice rubberized cap for the Type-C charging. All right. Before I go through the settings, I'll show you what kind of battery we got in here. It should be, yep, it's a Wurkkos 18650, 3000 milliamp battery. Of course, you can use any 18650, but they recommend that you use theirs, probably for warranty use. The inside in there is nice and pretty, and that side as well is nice and clean for the aluminum housing. Denote that it's got really nice O-rings, so it does keep water out really well, even after submerging it in really cold water for quite a while. It still worked. There's actually two sets. There's another O-ring up here, but I'm not going to take it all apart, just because I'm lazy at this point. It's 2:30. Well, I started this earlier and then I had problems with the camera, but it's about 2:30 in the morning. So let's go over the functions, shall we? So the TD02, the Wurkkos TD02 or TD02, it has a max output of 2000 lumens in both regular light and strobe. And I am going to place a warning below when there's a strobe, so this way you don't have to watch it, you can skip it. I find that important. Also, this has memory, so if you go through the settings, you like medium, which is around 400 lumens. If you turn it off and turn it back on, it'll be back on medium. Same thing for everything else, including strobe. So yeah, I recommend be careful about that. All right. So it's all done by this tail switch on the back here. I'm going to turn my side light off. There we go. And we're going to go through the settings here. First one is Eco Mode, which is 10 lumens. It's a little hard to see because this is about 18 inches away. I see it's a soft, really, really soft light. That's 10 lumens. That'll last for 150 hours. Okay. If I soft tap this again, I get Low Mode, which is 100 lumens for 18 hours. Tap it again. I get Medium for 400 lumens for about 4 hours. Then there's High. That's where my hand's starting to get warm. That's 1000 lumens for 2.5 hours. And then there's Turbo Mode, which is, I'm not going to leave my hand there for too long. That's 2000 lumens for 2 hours. That's a really long run time for 2000 lumens. But it's quite bright. The camera is actually having a hard time picking it all up. See how the camera's focusing for that? It's getting a lot of reflective light, so it's turning everything off, and it's screwing with how it looks like on camera. And then a single click to turn it off. Now, again, this has got memory mode, so I had it at 2000 lumens. I clicked it off, it came right back on 2000 lumens. Now, strobe is a soft touch of this. And sometimes I don't get it right the first time, so if I remember how to get strobe. There we go. So this strobe, and it goes from fast to slow back to fast. So I'm not going to go through the whole setting on strobe. I don't think anybody needs to see that. It is a strobe. So it's got a very, very fast pulse, then it slows down for about 2 or 3 seconds, then it gets really fast again. And you may want to know by now this is starting to get warm. Again, I did leave it at 2000 lumens for a while, so it being warm is not much of a surprise. But other than that, it is a very capable, very well-built flashlight. So that's cool, right? In the description, I am going to leave a link to Amazon and with a coupon code. The coupon codes on Amazon are not working correctly, so this is a separate code that you would have to type into the checkout in order to make it work properly. So there's that. So let's see what comes in the box, right? So here's the Wurkkos box. TD02 black, 6000 to 6500 Kelvin. That's the color temperature range, so it's like a whitish blue color, made in China. Right? You open it up, There's a lanyard, which I never use. I never use any lanyards because I always get stuck on something. And it comes with its own Type-C charge cable, which is actually nice because I have another Wurkkos, and the charge cable is really high quality. I actually use it for just about everything else. Comparable to the Nightcore cables. So wherever they get their cables, it's very, very nice. There's a small little instruction on this one. There's actually an instruction manual somewhere, but I have no idea where I put it. This is the reason why I struggle getting strobe on there. But they also tell you, thank you for choosing Wurkkos, and attention to remove the little piece of plastic, which is this one, so it'll work properly. I don't know where the instructions are, but I can take a quick look again. Let's see here. Got it? Nope, that's for the radio. I don't know where it is. That's the FC13. There it is. So here's the user manual. Don't worry about the numbers on the bottom. I had to use it for some scrap paper on something else. So there is the information. If you want to save it on the screen, I'll also leave a spot on the description, a timestamp for a chapter, so that it'll have all your chart information right there, just in case you want to see it. Go to 2 meters underwater. All right. And so there's the other information there. What kind of reflector, clicky tail switch, all that good stuff. All right, so that is that. So it does have, it does come with a manual. I just could not find it when I need to. So that's about it at this point. I will leave a chapter note in there to warning for the strobe. And oh, just so you know, this moves, or you can remove it. It just has a little clip. You push it on both sides, and it will pop off. I can't take it off by hand, but if you press on it, I usually use like a splat-head screwdriver or something of that nature. It'll pop right off. So you can adjust the belt clip as needed. One thing I do like, as opposed to some of the other brand flashlights I've seen in the past, this is all lined up. So for the most part, this little edge here is probably a little off. So if you're a little OCD and you stare at it long enough, so that lines up there, and that's a little off, but it's not bad. It's definitely a lot closer than some of the other flashlights that I take a look at. So thank you for watching. Questions or comments, leave them below, and I will answer them as soon as I can. And questions, comments, always welcome. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to share as well. This is actually the second edition of this video, because the first one I uploaded this morning had no audio. So if you're seeing this for the second time, this is the fixed version, so my apologies on that. And that's it. So thank you for watching, and have a glorious night.